بين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. May Allah inshallah accept our prayers, a'mal and dua in this holy month inshallah. Recite louder salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. One of the most important topics in ahkam, in regulations of salat, is the ahkam of the shak, doubts in salat. And alhamdulillah, because mu'mineen, not here, outside, they pay a lot of attention to salat. We deal with this topic and we deal with this ahkam of the shak and doubts in salat a lot. So since it happened a lot, at least I can say once in our life, if I don't say more, so I have to know the regulations of the shak and doubts in my salat. I have to know if that happened to me, how should I do, what should I do? I cannot break my salat, right? I have to know what is the responsibility. Quickly, inshallah, within a few nights we'll review more. But tonight, I start with the first 3 points and times that if I have doubts in salat, that would make my salat invalid. Okay? The first shak that would make my salat invalid, that's batil, the salat is batil, is the shak in the number of the rak'at of 2 rak'at salat. 2 rak'at wajib salat, like the salat fajr, right? It's 2 rak'at. If I have the doubt and shak about the numbers, is it the first rak'at or the second rak'at? Salat is invalid if I can't find the answer. So in the salat, 2 rak'at salat wajib, like salat fajr and like salat musafir, right? Which is 2 rak'at. But the mustahabbi salat, like recommended salat that is not wajib, that's fine. If I have shak in 2 rak'at, it's not going to make it batil. The other time that the shak and doubts in salat would make the salat batil is the doubt in the number of rak'at of 3 rak'at salat. Make sense? 3 rak'at salat, like salat maghrib. So if I have doubt in the rak'at, is it this first rak'at or the second rak'at? In salat, 3 rak'at, like salat maghrib, right? That shak in the number of the rak'at would make the salat invalid as well. So it left only 4 rak'ah salat. One more in the 4 rak'ah. If it's a doubt between the first rak'ah and other rak'ah, that's even problematic as well. So I have to pay attention. So I wanted to take these things away from the ahkam of the shak, that we won't talk about them, we just talk. If it's a shak in 2 rak'at or 3 rak'at in the number of the salat, the rak'at, that would be problematic. There are some shak and shakiyat and doubts that we should ignore them. We don't have to pay attention. One of them is the time that the time of doing that action is past. For instance, I have the doubt in did I say my hamd or not while I'm in ruku, right? Because the time of hamd and surah is past. Time is past. I'm in ruku, I don't pay attention to that shak. Make sense? I am in sajda, I have a doubt in hamd and surah. Because the time is past, I am in the next amal, I don't pay attention and I ignore that shak. There are other, inshallah, shakiyat that we will talk about. Salawat ala Muhammad wa Let's see if you remember. Again, with help you remember. Beside another salawat. No, not like this. Organize all together, inshallah, that your salat would reach Karbala. Ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Before I start the topic of tonight, I want to talk to myself and I want to think out loud so you can hear it as well. I was going through the calendar and I figured out that today is was the 15th of Ramadan. 15 days of Ramadan, it's over. Half of Ramadan is gone. Do you remember yesterday you were sitting here the first night and I was sitting here, not here. We were talking together. Do you remember I said, you close your eyes and you open, I'll tell you this is half of Ramadan, what happened. What do you have right now in your spiritual pocket? Out of 30 days of Ramadan, 1 month, half of it is gone. We are in half of the way that we had towards Allah. If you remember, we said in this trip that we have together, we go together. We need each other's help in order to reach the destination, remember? That is the time, that is the night I want us to take a look at the time that we pass, at the road that we went through. I want to see where I'm standing right now, the 15th of Ramadan. I'm talking to myself, huh? When I'm standing, where I'm standing at the 15th of Ramadan, how about my friend who needs help right now? Who needs help that they have to go take his hands or her hand, says, let's go together. I help you to go together. Is my salat is better than 15 days ago or not? Do I feel my fasting is different right now than 15 days ago that I just started or not? I have to check it. I have to analyze it. What I have right now that I didn't have 15 years ago. The hadith that this is Amir al-Mu'mineen. It's been narrated from him. Inshallah, next time, the salawat, just keep it in your heart, because otherwise we have to stay here all the way to 12. And you don't want to stay here. So just the name of Rasulullah salawat, the others, inshallah, you recite salawat in your heart. So I am in half of this way. I have to make sure what I'm going to do. What I have in my pocket right now, what I don't have, what should I do? The hadith narrated from him, he said 2 days shouldn't be equal together, let alone 15 days, right? Have to make sure what I have after this 15 years. I just wanted to, like I said, think about this myself to see really what happened within this 15 days. Beside the hunger that I had during the days, what else happened to me in this 15 days? And if something happened good, how can I keep it happening? If it didn't happen, how can I make it happen? And if it's there, how can I make it better? That's what I want to think about. Salawat ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. So from tonight, because we passed half of the distance, half of the road that we are through Mi'raj, through ascension, and definitely a person who is on the road for 15 days, he's more experienced and expert than 15 days ago, right? I know this road more than 15 days ago, so I expect myself to know more and to do more from now on to the end of this trip. For that reason, the topic that inshallah we will talk about from now on until the end of this trip, inshallah, it will be in the second part of this trip. It will be more professional topics, more complicated topics, more important topics. It's not anymore about, the simple topic about let's believe in Allah, let's do the simple tawheed, simple, No, it's going to be more advanced in order that I expect you and myself 15 days in the road towards Allah, we have to know better than 15 days ago. Tonight's speech, inshallah, the topic is going to be about one of the most important conditions that would lead to accept my a'mal or not? You know me. First, I show the importance of the topic. The topic that would show it to me how if Allah would accept my salat or He would not accept my salat, my amal, or He would not accept it. And this is the topic of ikhlas and sincerity in amal. And definitely we will talk about the riya as well. So the riya means I share someone else in the purpose of my amal. Ikhlas means only for the sake of Allah, sincerity for Allah. Riya means what? I say my salat for Allah, but I want these people to see it as well. Two people shared in my salat. Some people think the topic of ikhlas is like a dessert for food. So it's good to have ikhlas in your ibadat. It will make it more valuable, but it's not wajib, it's not mandatory. They have this wrong concept, but they forgot that if I don't do my amal 100% for the sake of Allah, 100% for the sake of Allah, that amal would not be accepted from Allah. This is the topic of death and life for my ibadat. Death and life for my ibadat. Death, because if anyone else, na'udhu billah, is shared in my ibadat, that's a death for my ibadat. Allah would not accept it. And if 100% is for the sake of Allah, Allah would accept it. That is the importance. Allah said, أَنَا خَيْرُ شَرِيكٍ فَمَنْ عَمِلَ لِي وَلِقَيْرِي. I'm the best partner for you. Allah is saying, I am the best partner for you. Whoever makes someone else shared in the amal that you did for me, I will give all the amal to the person that you shared into that. If you share someone else in the amal and the purpose that you're doing for me, with me, Ya Allah, for you, and I want that person to see it as well. If there is not ikhlas, I will give completely that package of amal to the person that you shared that amal with. No matter how beautiful is your amal, no matter how many times you did that amal, if there is anyone else shared in the amal, that will make it problematic. No matter if I did it 50 years, 60 years, many years I did it, but I had someone else shared in the purpose of the amal that I have, that would make it problematic. I thought so far if I pay attention to the raka'at of the salat, to the a'mal of the salat, how I should make the qunut beautiful, how I should make a correct ruku and sujood, or how should I fast to make sure that, when is azan, so I don't eat after azan, when is azan, I don't eat before azan. I thought that's the only purpose of ibadah. But now I'm facing something else in ibadat that is a new topic to some people, that importance enough that if I don't have it, that is a death to my ibadat, and Allah would not accept it. This is Quran, Surah Bayyinah, ayah 5. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ. You're ordered to worship only Allah, right? مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. Making the mu'mineen, their submission exclusive for only Allah. And there's no division. Exclusively for Allah, just for the sake of Allah. How beautiful was that riwayah? Allah says, I'm a good partner for you. Do not share anyone else into the amal that you're doing for me. I want to take a look at this topic, ikhlas, from different angles, inshallah, tonight. Because the topic of ikhlas, this concept is able to fix and organize every single aspect of my life. Wow, it's different. Not even ibadat. Every single aspect of my life, I can fix it with the topic of ikhlas. One of the reasons that would cause peace in life is this topic, ikhlas. And inshallah you remember the meaning of ikhlas, sincerity, right? For the sake of Allah. I can organize everything in my life with the topic of ikhlas. And I can reach peace with ikhlas. Because I know that everything in my life is ordered with Allah, is managed by Allah. So he's wearing a nice suit, He wears a nice clothes and everything is beautiful. He has a very important meeting. He goes out, he's driving, all of a sudden he got a flat tire. He has to come out. No one else is there to help. No road assistant, he has to do it himself, right? He comes out and he's trying to change the tire, he gets dirty, right? And he's late. But you see he's smiling. What's wrong? Well, you're smiling, you're late. You're not going to make it to your meeting anymore. Doesn't matter. Why? What happened? Because I know, Allah, if He once said I will make it. If not, I can't make it. I did everything correct, right? I'm not late. It's not my laziness. It's not something from my part. So if I don't have to be there, I won't be there. And I'm satisfied with what Allah wants. I want you to review the memories of some people. Specifically, I heard about, what happened in 9/11. And those people that they survived. They were working in that places, right? But they didn't die. Some of them, when they're talking, they said, at that day, I woke up late. And I was so upset. Oh my God, my boss this time is going to kick me out because I'm late. So I quickly was getting ready. And I was making my coffee ready and everything. I had to take my kids to the school as well. So all the way when I dressed up, I want to go. I was drinking my coffee all the way. I poured the coffee on my shirt, this white shirt. Oh my God! So I have to stay there. I have to change my shirt again, and I was so upset because everything was working together. So I'll be late at work. And I went there. My car was not working. Different stories. So I'm totally late, completely late, and I'm ready to get there, and my boss yells at me, right? In the middle of the way, the radio told me what happened. So if that coffee didn't happen to me and I didn't have to change my shirt, I was there on time and I was dead. But I didn't know at that moment, right? I was so upset. If I trust Allah with something that happened in my life, then I know that whatever is happening is because He is managing it. He wants to get married. He's so, killing himself and others. Oh my God, I want to get married. What happened? Why? This person, that person. Make a chaos within the entire of the family that, Mr. So-and-so is going to get married, or she's going to find someone to get married. But I can make it so simple for myself with ikhlas. Remember, it says ikhlas is not only for ibadat. It is for ibadat. I can spread out somewhere else. Ya Allah, you told me to get married, right? Yes. And I don't want to fall into haram, right? Okay, so that's your order to me to get married, and I am going to follow your orders. So I want now you to help me to get married. That is simple process of talking to Allah. I do my best. I'm not sitting down at home so she knocking on the door, says, okay, I'm ready, let's get married. No, I do my best. I send my mom, my sisters, everyone to do it. I tell people I'm looking for a nice boy, nice man. That's fine. I do what I have to do, but I have this ikhlas, and I know I'm doing it for you, Ya Allah. Then why should I? Why should I have problem? Why should I make it? فَعْبُدُ اللَّهِ مُخْلِصًا لَهُ الدِّينَ. If you want to worship Allah, if you want to do something for Allah, please do it for Allah. And I want to talk to you to see how it's not that simple that some of you guys are like, alhamdulillah, we're doing for Allah. I will prove it to you that sometimes, all the way in the bottom of our hearts, maybe there is something else. In our marriage, between couples, pay attention. Sometimes we see problems come to marital, relationship between husband and wife just because of the ikhlas deficiency in the family. Wow. So we want to fix marital problem with ikhlas. How can I fix it with ikhlas? I had a client, she was talking to me, living over 35 years together, okay? So when we were talking, and the husband was there as well. She told me she got to the point that I noticed the majority of the thing that I did in my life, in my mutual relationship with my husband, it was for the sake of the satisfactory of my husband and his families. She said that. I only did it because I wanted my mother-in-law to be satisfied with me. That was the only purpose that I had. I didn't go somewhere that I was supposed to go because of my mother-in-law. I didn't go where I was supposed to go because of my husband. Now that we have a problem, I'm taking a look back and I'm saying, how horrible is that? Because I still have problem in my life and I did it for the sake of these people and I don't have any thawab from Allah. Why? Because I didn't do it for Allah. I did for the husband. I did for mother-in-law. But if I did whatever I wanted to do, the same things for the sake of Allah, I'm not doing it for anyone else. This is my responsibility to respect my husband, to respect his family. The other way around, they should do the same. So I'll do it for you. I make it for you. Look, this life that the couples are thinking this way. So this is a divine thinking. The worldview is divine. Remember the hadith of Imam Sadiq that guy was making a window in his wall and what he told him? The worldview, you have to change the worldview and fix it towards divine worldview. Yes, sometimes it's difficult in marriage, this is a problem, it's coming up, but the question is that when I want to make something difficult for the sake of Allah, people from the beginning of Islam, they gave blood for Islam. They have been tortured for Islam, for Tawheed. What is the cost that I want to pay for Islam? We only think the only cost that we have is, doing salat and fasting, that it doesn't really cost. So we're satisfied with that. No. You can fix everything in your life with ikhlas. Bil ikhlas takunul khalas. If you want freedom, if you want to find a solution, to do the amal sincerely for Allah, it'll help you. And this topic, the topic of ikhlas, is one of those targets that shaitan, he's doing a lot with this topic, ikhlas. Because ikhlas is a topic that is only for mu'mineen. I am saying my salat, if I don't say it for the sake of Allah, I don't have ikhlas, right? The person that he is not saying his salat is out of this picture. So he comes to mu'mineen, those people that they say their salat, they come to masjid, he is dealing with these people with ikhlas. I have to analyze myself with this ikhlas because sometimes it's very hidden. What is the reason that I come to masjid? I want to make it more practical. I come because, it's good, it's Ramadan, I have to come. Okay, that's good. Deep in your heart, all the way at the bottom of your heart, what is the sincere reason that you come to masjid? Someone was standing in the first row all the time in salat. So one day he was late, he had to stand in the second row and he was so upset. Why I have to stand in the second row? And then he was talking to himself, says, so all these years that you were coming to masjid standing in the first row, it was because to show that you're always on time for salat and to show to people, that's why you're upset? You see how shaitan comes? What was the reason that night I was doing that ibadah and some people were watching me? Someone long time ago, he had ikhlas deficiency. I like this word, ikhlas deficiency. And I'm talking to myself, by the way. Don't think, someone is the one that is talking to you is the, alhamdulillah, the sample and example of ikhlas. No. I have a huge problem with that. I have to work on that topic as well. So someone, he had this problem. And one night he said, I know a masjid in my city that is broken, and this masjid is not working, it's broken, it's not a good position. I want to go there for ibadah tonight. Look how shaitan comes. He didn't go to the club, right? He said go to that masjid, the broken masjid, no one is there. Beautiful, right? You go there and you do ibadah. There's no light, nothing, for the sake of Allah. The night that he went there to do ibadah, it was raining and it was dark and he couldn't see it. So he's there, he's doing ibadah. In the middle of the night, he heard the voice. And he was like, that's good. Whoever is there, that person, now he will see me. And tomorrow he would go tell everyone else that this guy, mashallah, in the middle of the night, he was saying his salat in the broken masjid, no one was there. This is the best guy that we can trust. So he had this feeling in his heart, mashallah, tomorrow someone is going to talk about me. All the night he did ibadat. Tomorrow morning, when the light came, he looked to see who is that person, mashallah, you're doing salat. He looked back and he saw that there is a dog. Put his head down and says, all the night I did ibadah for this dog. Because of him. I shared someone else, right? I thought, okay, this person is there, I'm doing ibadah, so he would notice and he would tell other people. Ala lillahi ad-din al-khalis. Remember, Allah alone deserves the exclusive submission. And if you look, this is not, honestly, this is not fair that I have someone, pay attention to this, I have someone that he gave me everything that I have. I can breathe because of that person. I can walk because of that person. I can eat because of him. He still loves me. He always loved me. And I always need him to the end of my life. To that extent, he loves me and I love him and I'm with him. It is not for, if I share someone else in my heart with his love. In this romantic relationship, it's really unfair that I have someone else be shared with the person that loves me so much. Maybe sisters, they can feel this topic a little bit better. So you love someone, you dedicate your life and all your life to a person, and you love him so much, and you see that all of a sudden he wants to share your love with someone else. How painful is that? You cannot accept it, right? The one when it comes to Allah, this is the same. He loves me, he's helping me all these years, and he'll still help me, he will help me. He's the only one there, Ilahi wa Rabbi man li qayruk, and I share someone else with his love. Just because I want Mr. So and so to know that I'm doing it as well. This topic is scary enough and is very important enough that sometimes it happens to prophets as well, to big people. Take a look at the story of Surah Yusuf, Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. You see that when he was in prison, he found two friends. They had a dream that they came to Yusuf because he knew how to interpret dreams. And they told him, okay, can you interpret our dreams? He said, one of you guys would be free, will come back to king. The other one, they will kill him. That happened. After 2 days they came, they arrested them. One of them is free. When he was going to go out, the person who was getting free, when he was going to go out, Yusuf told him, you're going out. Can you please recommend me to your boss, to your king? Can you please tell him that Yusuf is innocent, he's in the prison, please take care of him, because they are busy, he might, so can you please tell him about this? He said, yes, I will do it. And he left. Right after he left, Jibreel came. He says, Musa, Allah is saying salam to you, some questions. What is it? Yusuf. What is your question? Who made you beautiful, Yusuf? He said, Allah made you beautiful. Who gave you the prestige, Yusuf? Allah gave me the prestige. Who saved you at the bottom of the well so they couldn't kill you? Allah help me. Who took you out of the well? Allah did. Who brought you to the house of the Aziz of the Masr? Allah did. Yusuf, what? Then why did you ask someone else to help you to take you out of the prison? If Allah was everywhere in your life, then why did you ask your friend to ask his boss to rescue you and save you from the prison? Because of that, you will stay in prison a couple of more years. You knew I was there in your life. You knew that every time, whatever you had problem in your life, yes, magic things happen, and you were safe. Sometimes you don't even notice that Allah saved you. You pass the street, okay, safely. You don't know that truck that just passed behind you, it was supposed to go through your car and make it half. Just because of something, Allah saved you. He told that truck driver to stop somewhere to get a coffee, so when the time that you were passing that street and he was passing that light, so he wouldn't hit you. You don't even notice it. Do you know how many times in your life Allah saved you this type of things that you didn't even notice that He helped you? And now I want to share someone else with you. Sayyid, maybe this is just we call it lawazim. There are the mediators between us and Allah, so they are there, so I have to ask them, so they help me. This is the rule of thumb. If the first one that you're asking is Allah, whoever comes after that, you can consider that is coming from Allah. If before you go to Allah, if you have a problem, before you go to Allah, you ask someone else, it's not going to be from Allah. Because the first one that I have to go to, and the last one sincerely should be ikhlas, mukhlisan, for the sake of Allah. I only do it for the sake of Allah because I want it to be, because I just want Allah to hear what is happening. If I say my salat, I just want Allah to hear my ibadat, Allah just to hear my salat. That's the only reason that I'm doing it. And by the way, this topic, ikhlas and sincerity, is very difficult. It's very difficult. That when you are doing sometimes, you do it 100%. I'm reciting Quran and my voice is so good, I shouldn't even expect someone else to tell me, wow, that was beautiful. Because if I say that, that means I don't have the complete version of ikhlas. Because of this riwayah from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. إِنَّ لِكُلِّ حَقٍّ حَقِيقَةً. For everything there is a haqiqah, there is the truth. وَمَا بَلَغَ عَبْدٌ حَقِيقَةَ الْإِخْلَاصِ. And a servant would not reach the true ikhlas, the true sincerity, حَتَّى لَا يُحِبُّ أَن يُحْمَدَ عَلَى شَيْءٍ مِّنْ عَمَلِ اللَّهِ. Until that person that is doing something would not even expect a single praise from anyone else because of that amal that he did for Allah. Not even a single praising. That was great what you did. You know what? Your voice were amazing. The salah that you recited, the speech was amazing. Speech, I like it. As soon as I like it, it's not the haqiqat of ikhlas. You see how difficult is that? So if you like it, because people talk to us and they said, mashallah, so of course it's unconsciously I will like it. I know you will like it. That is why this topic is one of the ikhlas, one of the highest level of the irfan and mysticism. Because what? Because it's not easy to find it. It's not easy to achieve it. Ikhlas, only for the sake of Allah. Sayyid ibn Tawus, rahmatullah alayhi, one of the greatest scholars that we have, the greatest scholar that we have in Islam. He had a book, his recommendation to his son. In one of the
a recommendation. He told his son, Muhammad, oh my Muhammad, oh my Muhammad, pay attention. These are not ma'soom. These are not infallible people. He said, if they put the world in one hand of your father, they put the world in one hand of your father, I would donate the world with the other hand the way that the first hand would not notice it. Allahu Akbar. I would donate it the way that the first hand would not notice that I donated. And then how many times when I wanted to do something between me and Allah, I wanted to do something, I wanted to donate something or do something, I did it for the sake of Allah, but I wanted Him to see it as well. When I put $50, when I put $100, I was making it slower than $1. When I put $1, you see, they make it so small so no one can see it. They put their hand in the basket so they can see. But when it's $100, the process that I take it out of my, you see how small is this topic? That I take it out of my wallet and I want to put it in the box, it's slower. Why? And I'm taking it this way so people can see it. It's not like this anymore. This is ikhlas. You see how difficult is that? You come to me and says, wow, that was amazing. If I don't even be happy that you praised my speech, that's the haqiqat of the ikhlas. Who's going to be like this? Like 50-50. 50-50. I told Al-Bihishti, I heard from him. He was talking to one of other people and he says, they were cursing him in period of time when he was alive. They were cursing him because of propaganda against him. He was hearing and someone was telling him, you see what people are against you? What they're telling you? He said, Wallah, if these people, they said peace to him or they said death to him, it's the same for me. Because I know myself, because I know I'm 100% sure about the way that I am in right now. I don't care what people are going to say. Amir al-Mu'minin says, if I'm in this way, I see all human beings. Look at this. I want to picture, right? Don't just hear it. Think about this. If I see all humanity are going opposite of the way that I'm going toward the north, all humanity, they are going toward the south, it's not going to put a single doubt in my certainty that my way is the truth. This is Islam. I want to follow my religion the way that if I have to say my salat in the university, on campus, I'm not shy to do that. Why? Because I know this way is the truth. I know when I want to eat halal meat, I don't have to say I'm a vegetarian. I say I am Muslim, and because halal meat is the best meat from different aspects, I'm not shy. Because I have the truth. I want this Islam. That I can shout it out to everyone that I am in this path. So ikhlas has different levels, very quickly. Ikhlas has different levels. The first level of ikhlas and sincerity is that I do ibadah, pay attention how deep it can be. I do ibadah for the sake of Allah to reach the world. Can you please move forward? Some people that are there can come. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Another salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The first level of ikhlas is that I do it for the sake of Allah to reach dunya. 100% good, mashallah. You're reciting your salat and ibadat and dua and ziyarat for the sake of Allah, but my purpose is what? To reach dunya. Ya Allah, I'm doing it so you will give me more rizq.
That's acceptable. Allah would accept it inshallah, but this is one of the lowest and lowest and lowest level of ibadat. That I am doing it to reach. I'm dealing with Allah, right? Ya Allah, I'm doing it, I'm making a deal with you, so you give me something. That's a deal. That means you pass this test with a score C. Right in the border. You get F, you get D. Okay, that's fine. Do you like it? Can you go out and say, Alhamdulillah, I got C? People will laugh at you. You shouldn't be happy. You just passed it. When you get A, you should be happy. So if I do it, I recite Salat Layl, I say my Salat Layl to get more rizq. Because Allah said if you say Salat Layl, you get more light in your face. Your face will be shiny. This is one of the reasons. I recite this surah, I would have this benefit. I do it many times. We do ibadat because of this. Allah said if you do it, He will give you the heaven. Allah said if you do it, $10 billion will be added to your bank account. How many times I did ibadat because of this? For the sake of Allah, Allah would inshallah accept it, right? It's not wrong because you're doing for Allah. But the reason was what? To get something out of it. The second level of D, and I can't say here because I don't want to go to other levels, the highest level of ibadat, the highest level of sincerity and ikhlas is that you do it for Allah, for the sake of Allah, because of Allah, everything for Allah. Look at this beautiful riwayah narrated from Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Salawat. Ma abadtuka. Look, this is the highest level of ikhlas. Look at this. Ma abadtuka khawfan min narik. Ya Allah, I am not worshipping you because I'm afraid of the hell that you have. Wala tama'an fi jannah. I'm not eager to worship you to reach Jannah and heaven. Look at this. Not because of the nar, because of hell. Not because of heaven. بل وجدتك أهلا للعبادة فعبدتك. Because I found you that you deserve to be worshipped. That is why I'm worshiping you. Look at this beautiful analogy. These people, the level is way higher than heaven, is way higher than the rewards that Allah is going to give them, like heaven. The only thing that would satisfy them is there is Allah. That Allah's satisfaction. I'm satisfied that Allah is satisfied with me. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Say, my prayers, my offering, my life, and my death are for Allah, the Lord of all the world. Wow, how beautiful is this relationship. My life and my death are for Allah. How romantic is this relationship? My offering, my living, my death, everything is for Allah. Of course, in this romantic relationship, I don't let anyone else to come and interfere into this relationship. Of course, when I have this beloved Allah and partner in my life, of course I do not let anyone else to be in between in my relationship, my conversation with Allah. Of course. You see two, na'udhu billah, not compared, the two earthly love, when they talk to each other, they might want to make it private. The healthy people, not sick people. They want to talk to each other very private. They don't want anyone else to know what they're saying. Of course, because you are my beloved one, I don't want anyone else to notice what I'm talking to you about. You're right, everyone else is a stranger when it comes to my relationship with you. No one is mahram when it comes to my love with you, Ya Allah. No one is mahram that I will let them to notice what I am doing. SubhanAllah, it's private. It's private love between me and you. I do not let anyone else to know that I'm doing it for you because of you.
You're right. Don't let anyone else to come and be shared in your love. This is a pure, pure love. No one else should know about this love. The only ones that they can be in between this love are those that can strengthen this love. And those people are no one except Ahlul Bayt. Because they're present in my love is the source of the strength. Because Allah says, if you want to love me more, come through this way, the path of Ahlul Bayt. The only one that I will let to hear, because I know Allah already shared my secrets with him, because he's the agent, he's a representative of Allah. Laylatul Qadr, he would be there, he would review my, case. The only one that I would talk to him. I was able to recite Salat Layl tonight. After my Salat that I do 2 rak'ah sajda shukr. Thank you so much, Ya Allah. I go and thank Imam of Asr as well. Thank you so much for helping me, so I was able to worship Allah this way. There is a guy called Seyed Karim Kafash. He was a gobbler or shoemaker. It was one of the lowest status job at that time people had. He could see Imam of Asr. One day, Imam Mahdi showed his place in heaven. He showed his place in heaven to Sayyid Karim. Imagine Imam of Asr. You have a relationship with Imam of Asr, and he comes to you and he tells you, look how much you're doing good, that he comes to you not only to visit you, he shows you, by the way, this is the karamat, this is the kashf. He would show you what happened and what is your level in Jannah. When he saw his level in Jannah, he asked Imam of Asr, are you there with me in that level that I am? Imam told him no. Imam of Asr level is with Amir al-Mu'mineen, with Rasulullah. I'm not going to be there. You're going to be somewhere else. He said, I don't want that heaven. In the heaven that you are not there, I don't want that heaven. You see, the level of these people is way higher than this. In the heaven that you are not there, if in the heaven that I can see Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Ya Allah, I don't want to go to that heaven. What? You want to get to talk to me about the nice trees and the nice beautiful gardens of the heaven. These are good, Ya Allah, but these are good for those people that just they became Muslim. For someone who is following Imam Hussein, for someone that 15 nights he cried for Imam Hussein, these are not satisfactory. I'm sorry. If you want to keep me in heaven, I want to be at the level that I can see Imam Hussein, I can see Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayhi. I'm dealing with you. You're asking me, Ya Allah, to have ikhlas, right? Okay. I'm doing my best, inshallah. And I'm telling you, if you want to give me a little reward, my reward is going to be the face of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. I don't want anything else. Sayyid ibn Habus, when he said, I donate from this hand to this hand, that they wouldn't understand, they wouldn't notice, because he knew Allah is in between these two hands. Because I walk, I see Allah. I breathe, I see Allah. I see Him everywhere around me. Then what is the reason? Give me one reason that I do something for the sake of other than Allah. What? So he would notice that I'm saying my salat awwal wa akhir. So what? My friend, okay, you know this. How many? No matter what you do, if it's not for Allah, it will crash down. Some people, they come to center, to masjid. No one knows them. No one. They walk all around the corners. They do something. No one see them. They fix the shoes. They clean the shoes. They put it somewhere so people can bath. the day of judgment, we're all there. Yes, Ya Allah, I was giving a speech to all these mu'mineen, so what is my status? This is your status. Ask the person who was organizing the shoes. He was doing it better than you. Why? Because of your intention. 30 nights I came to Masjid in Ramadan. Why did you come? Do you feel that this topic is a little bit more, advanced topics? Do you feel it's not only, please, my dear friends, brothers and sisters, say your salat because Allah is... I don't think you're at that level anymore. I do respect you. I don't want to talk to you. You know what? Ghaibat is very bad. Please don't do ghaibat because... No, I respect you. I think after 15 days, being in Ramadan, following Ramadan, traveling with Ramadan towards Ascension and Mi'raj made you advanced enough to hear about these advanced facts and haqa'iq. That I'm not going to only work for ibadah, I wanted to work for the advanced ibadah. Inshallah we will talk about this topic, ikhlas, and other nights more. But let me give you the example of the person who was as young as some of you guys, maybe younger than you guys. Some of the narrators, they said he was 13 years old when he was in Karbala. Only 13. How many of you guys are over 13? How many of you guys are below 13? But he is the example and the role model of ikhlas. And he is no one except Qasim ibn al-Hasan, the son of Imam Hassan alayhi salam in Karbala. Let me tell you what happened and why I'm saying he was the example of ikhlas. At the night of Ashura, when Imam Hussein, like right now, he turned off the lights so no one could see any other person, and Imam Hussein, Ya Allah, he said, you know what, whoever wants to leave me right now, I take my bay'ah, my allegiance from him so he can leave me right now, because definitely if you stay with me tomorrow, the only thing that you will get is the shahada, the martyrdom. If you want to stay with me, the conclusion would be shahada. Whoever wants to leave right now. It's dark. Did you know many people, they left Imam Hussein at that night? Did you know many people, they were with the Imam of Asr, their Imam of Asr, Imam Hussein, all the way to the night of Ashura, and they left Imam in the middle of the crisis? What if Imam of Asr, he turns off the light and he tells me, you know what, you can leave right now. What if I leave if he tells me to leave? But Qasim, 13 years old, when Imam told him, when they left, and the only people, the soldiers of Imam, dedicated when they left, Imam told them and showed them their position in Jannah. Qasim asked his uncle, oh Uncle Hussein, will I be shaheed tomorrow for you for the sake of Allah or not? Look at this. Imam, before he answers him, he says, Qasim, how do you find death? How is death to you? Qasim replied, Ahla min al-asal. Death, oh uncle, death is sweeter than honey to me. He's only 13 years old. Dying for you, Ya Hussein, is better than honey, is sweeter than honey for me. They narrated, Allahumma salli ala ya Muhammadin وآل محمد وأجل فرجه والآيان أعداءهم أجمعين has been awaited. It was the time that Qasim came to Imam Hussein. He wanted the permission to go to Maidan, to go to the battlefield. They said that Imam Hussein didn't let him go. Qasim is insisting, oh uncle, I want to go. But Hussein doesn't give him the permission. Oh Qasim, maybe he said, you are the amanat of my brother Hussein. Oh Qasim, you are a trust from Hussein. How can I let you go among these wolves? I don't want you to go. They said that he was insisting few times. Finally Imam gave him the permission. They said that they hugged each other. They cried and cried and cried. They have been saying that they saw that Qasim and Hussein, they passed out together. They knew that is the last gathering with the next one would be with Rasulullah in heaven. Some people, they said Hassan was so young they couldn't find the clothing, the war clothing, enough size and appropriate for Hassan. It was all big for him. Finally Hassan is fighting, the son of Imam Hassan. He was killed for the sake of Allah, for his uncle Hussein. Ya Allah, when I look at this ma'rifah, when I look at this ikhlas and sincerity, it just gives me the time to tell you, Ya Allah, for the sake of Qasim ibn al-Hasan, Ya Allah, give us the highest level of ikhlas and ma'rifah, Ya Allah, Ya Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajjil farajahum ala la'natullah على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والناس ومد في عمره الشريف وزين الأرض بطول بقائه وجعلنا من أعوانه وأنصاره وشيعته. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم help us. We are reviewing this ma'arif and this truth and this fact. We talked about tawakkul, we talked about shukr, we talked about ikhlas. Ya Allah, for the moment, the best moment of Ramadan, that are the best moment in a year, Ya Allah, help us to reach the highest level of ikhlas and irfan, inshallah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, we ask you for the sake of Ahlul Bayt, for the sake of Qasim, Ya Allah, we mention his name tonight. Ya Allah, help us to use every single opportunities of this month to get closer to you and Ahlul Bayt, inshallah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, help our youth. Let them get advanced in their ibadah. Make them successful in their life, specifically their marriage, inshallah. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those friends who are sick, please cure them at this time. those who passed away, send the thawab out of this majlis to their soul, inshallah. Rahmallah man yaqra al-Fatihata ma'a as-salawat.